More than that, as we welcome in the head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide with the head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs, we got Nick Saban and Kirby Smart here. Guys, we do this every year, and, well, I mean, hopefully both of you are here every year, but we do this every year, and sometimes I feel like we need to get a little creative, so we thought we would do that right now. Coach is like, oh, no. I want you guys to each get a chance to ask each other something that you've always wanted to know, and the other person has to answer it. So I'm done asking questions. You go first. Ask Coach something that you want to know. Coach Saban, what do you want to know from Kirby?
Well, I think the thing that I would ask Kirby.
It's interesting because I do think in college football, especially the level that both of your programs are at and the standards that you've set, people just expect you guys to win, and they don't understand how hard. None of us could actually understand except what you all know day in and day out, trying to keep especially young men in this day and age motivated the way that you do. I would just give you both a ton of props for being able to do that this year. And I do want to follow up on that a little bit, Coach Saban, because from a distance, it feels like to us this has been one of your best and most interesting coaching seasons with what you've done with this team, specifically your quarterback. What would you say about that?
Well, I think this team probably has made a greater transformation than most of our teams.
Kirby, I know there's a lot more to play for here than the SEC championship. I almost said just, and it made me mad that I almost said that because this matters a lot to win an SEC championship. What have you told your team about just what this means in the greatest conference in all the land?
Well, luckily, most of them know the value of this because they were able to play in this game either last year or the year before. But there
was some interesting commentary this week from some people, Coach Saban, about maybe there's a scenario where an SEC team gets left out of the college football playoff. I think you guys know how I feel about that, but I would just ask, if you win this game or whatever happens, why should the SEC be in the college football playoff?
Well, I think if you look at the conference from top to bottom, there's...
All right, both of your favorite time of the show here, the fan questions we've got. We're going to start with Coach Smart. Jamin Seat says, what is the nicest thing Coach Saban has ever said to you?
Better than anybody, and it's very, very hard to find people that you can relate to in regards to that, and I know he can.
You a big texter now, or what's going on with that?
Oh, I learned how to text my level of expertise, but I got to tell you, Kirby managed his time with me better than any coach we ever had. Like, I used to sneak out like at 3 in the afternoon.
Live footage of that. Okay, one question for you, Coach Saban. This from Brett White. He said, who was the best player in the Noontime Basketball Association?
Best player. Well, Kirby.
Had we cleared that up? Did you think he was going to say you or no?
Absolutely
you knew
not.
It wasn't you.
He'd probably say I play the hardest.
He's a great competitor.
Hey, all right. So if anybody has security footage of Kirby Smart and his guys dispersing from the golf course when they realized that Coach Saban was there, please send that in because we would love to see it. Thanks so much to Coach Smart. Coach Saban is sticking around with more on Alabama coming up after this.